I want that one.
All right. Now, if it's mustard, you have to eat it. All right. Okay, so why am I about to make my roommate eat mustard? So when we all got put on lockdown, my roommate's work sent him this puzzle as a nice, friendly way to, I guess, keep him busy with all that extra time at home. Now, there's something wrong with this puzzle. What do you notice that's wrong with this puzzle? Literally 50% of this puzzle is black. Like, who does that? Yeah, okay. So, I've been working on this puzzle for, I don't know, what, like, weeks, months, years, decades? It's been rough. So to take a break from all this puzzle time, I thought I would share my favorite puzzles with you. But first, we're gonna need some supplies. Got the donuts. Donuts and puzzles go together like, how does that saying end? Anyway, they go together. When I was doing my master's degree at BYU, go Cougars, every week we had the donut question. And somebody would bring donuts, they would bring a puzzle, and then the last person to get the puzzle right would have to bring the question and the puzzle the next week. When I came to Princeton, I'm doing a PhD here, they have a lot bigger budget, so we just had like a full-on meal that they paid for every week. It was great. For those of you watching, you can go by the BYU rules. So the last person to get this right has to buy everybody else in the room donuts, or you can send me donuts. I'll take them. Okay, so for this puzzle, imagine that you, in all of your stick figure glory, are in a game show. This puzzle is known as the Monty Hall problem, and it kind of feels like one of those Japanese game shows where they don't really want you to win. Anyway, at the end of the show, the host tells you that you're going to walk away with either one of 2 goats or a brand new car. I'm going to label these so you don't confuse the car for a lawnmower. Now, the host hides and shuffles the prizes behind 3 doors and asks you to select one. After you've selected one, the host opens one of the other doors to reveal a goat. Then poses to you the question, do you want to switch doors? And this is the puzzle. Should you switch? Should you stay? Does it matter? Now, depending on how you feel about goats and cars, you may actually prefer the goat, but the question remains the same, should you switch doors? To make it interesting, I swapped out the goats for mustard and the car for a donut, and decided to test this out on my roommate. Okay, so Kevin, welcome to the Mustard Donut Challenge. Underneath one of these bowls is a donut, and underneath 2 of them is mustard.
Okay, I want this bowl.
I'm going to show you that under this bowl, there's mustard.
Alright.
Now the question is, do you want to switch?
Yes.
You want to switch to that bowl?
I do. I want that one.
Alright. Now, if it's mustard, you have to eat it.
If it's a donut, do I have to eat it?
Yeah, you get to eat it. Okay. Alright.
I hate you.
That take was an absolute lie. I actually put mustard under all 3 just to get a good reaction out of him. He didn't take it very well. Stick around to the very end of the video to see how that ended up, but here's how he actually did. Now I'm going to show you that underneath this bowl is mustard.
Okay.
Now, do you want to switch?
I do want this one.
Hey! So Kevin chose to switch. Now the question is, did he just get really lucky? Was that the right strategy? So this is the part where you pause the video and have a family debate over whether the right answer is to switch or to stay, or if it doesn't even make any difference. And then in a minute, I'll give an explanation. And if you think you already know the answer, I challenge you to spend this next minute to actually mathematically prove to yourself why that's the case. Like any puzzle, the solution is super easy if you already know it. Let's think about every possibility if I always choose to stay. Draw a little donut, M for mustard, middle one spells mom, hi mom. Assume I always pick door 3. Then you can see that the intuition holds that I win 1/3 of the time. Now, in the case when I switch, hi again mom, the key is that the host is restricted in which doors he can open. He can't open the car door, and he can't open my door. So in the 2 cases where I initially picked goat, he eliminates the other goat. So by switching, I am guaranteed to win. In the unlucky case where I initially picked the donut, he can pick either door and I am guaranteed to lose. However, you can see that that only happens 1 time, so by choosing this strategy, I will win 2/3 of the time. This doubles my chances. The mental hiccup is to assume that 2 choices means equal chances, but that forgets that the host has some strategy for opening doors. If he opens the remaining 2 at random, then you would have equal odds, but he might sometimes reveal the car. Now I'm going to walk through the math. If you're interested in learning more of it, drop a comment and maybe I'll explain more in a future video. Again, let's say Jonathan chose door 3 and the host has opened door 1. Then the only randomness is the location of the donut. If it's at 2, you switch and win. At 3, you switch and lose. Hopefully these confirm the 2/3 win probability we just saw. The key to solving this is to use Bayes' theorem, which tells how to change your estimates based on observations. The vertical line there means after observing or given. So if A is Jonathan feeling sick and B is Jonathan eating mustard, Bayes' rule can tell us that on a given day, the probability Jonathan ate mustard given we notice he is sick is equal to the fraction of time mustard makes him feel sick, that's feeling sick given mustard consumption, times the fraction of days he typically eats mustard, divided by the fraction of days he is typically sick. Mustard only makes me sick maybe 1 out of 100 times I eat it, and I eat it probably twice a month, but I feel sick maybe 3 days in a month. So Bayes' rule can tell us that the odds that mustard was the cause of my sickness is pretty low. Got it? So the host definitely won't open door 1 if the mustard's behind it. He must open door 1 if the donut is at door 2, and he has a 50-50 chance of opening door 1 if the donut is at 3, since he could also choose door 2. We can add those up using the law of total probability to see that, accounting for every possibility, the host opens door 1 with probability 1/2. That lets us apply our friend Bayes' rule to say that the probability that the donut is in door 2, given that the host has opened door 1, is equal to the probability of the host opening door 1 with the donut at 2 times the probability that the donut was there in the first place, dividing by the probability of the host opening door 1. And we get 2/3. Similarly, the chance of losing under the switch strategy is only 1/3. If this math made your eyes glaze over, but you still want to learn it, stick with it. It's really hard for everybody. I didn't get the hang of it for a long time, and I'm going on my 3rd degree right now. And if you ever find yourself on a weird game show and the host asks you if you want to switch, always say yes. But that means you still might eat the mustard 1/3 of the time. Good luck. And there you have it, the mustard donut problem. If you got this right, you deserve a donut, not from me. If you got this wrong, please buy me a donut.
I hate you. I knew it! You.
Okay, you can also have a donut.
Eat it. Eat it.
The things I do for YouTube. Oh. Oh, wow. I apologize in advance for anybody who's going to actually try this, because I do not feel good after eating this. Like, I feel terrible. Thank you so much for watching. If you actually play with fate and try this, please let me know what happens. And if you have any friends who are dumb enough or brave enough to try this, share this with them so we can both have a laugh.